So what happens when a single promise, one made to a dying woman, becomes the only thing standing between this miraculous child and an entire evil empire? Well, today we're diving deep into Hatim's quest. It's this incredible, desperate journey, all fueled by honor, and it's a frantic race against a tyrant who will literally burn the world down just to get his hands on one special kid.
And it all starts with these words, this one desperate plea. But you see, this is so much more than just a request. It's a sacred vow, and it's one that's about to hurl our hero, Hatim, into a conflict that might just cost him everything he has.
All right, so our story really kicks off right in the middle of a battle. You've got this evil pasha who's hunting for a very specific child, one with this mysterious dagger mark on his hand. And he sent his most ruthless commander, who has until dawn to find him. So yeah, the clock is ticking.
So, at the very heart of this whole thing, you've got four key people, and their goals are totally clashing. First, there's Hatim, our hero, who's driven by that promise to protect. Then you have Commander Mazahir. He's the relentless hunter. After him, there's Nadira, a seriously skilled archer with her own hidden agenda. And of course the child, who's just kind of caught in the middle of this massive storm, completely unaware.
Okay, so imagine this scene. Led by this absolutely relentless commander Magyar, the Pasha's forces just descend on this peaceful tribe. Total chaos erupts, but they're not just there to cause destruction. They have one single brutal mission: find that boy with the dagger mark. That's it.
And in the middle of all this fighting, something terrible happens. The child's mother is struck down. As she's lying there dying, her very last act is to make Hatim swear that he'll protect her son. And you know what? He accepts without a single moment of hesitation. In that one instant, his entire quest, his destiny, is sealed.
Okay, let's switch gears for a second, because Hatim isn't the only one with a complicated part to play here. The Pasha's own niece, well, she's about to become this totally unpredictable and maybe even powerful ally. And trust me, this is where the plot takes a fascinating turn. So, Hatim is on the run, he's got the child, and Commander Magyar orders his best archer, Nadira, to take him down. She draws her bow, takes aim, but her arrow flies completely wide. This is our first huge clue that Nadira, the Pasha's niece, is not just following orders, she's playing her own game here.
And Magyar, oh, he is furious. He knows she missed on purpose, and he gets right in her face, accusing her of failure. But she doesn't back down, not for a second. She throws it right back at him, calling him a fool. You can just feel the tension between them absolutely explode. So Magyar tries to pull rank, reminding her that he's not just her commander, he's also her fiancé. Big mistake. Nadira's defiance just boils over. She slaps him right across the face. It's her way of making it crystal clear. She is not a pawn in his games or her uncle's. She's calling the shots for herself now.
Okay, so Magyar sees he's totally lost control of the situation. So what does he do? He plays his final, desperate card. He drops an absolute bombshell of a secret, one that's designed to just shatter Nadira's entire world. He tells her the Pasha, her own uncle, is the man who murdered her father.
And just like that, everything changes. I mean, how could it not? Armed with his terrible, terrible truth, Nadira chooses a new path. So when Magyar's soldiers set up an ambush for Hatim, guess who intervenes? Nadira. She saves the very same man she was ordered to kill just moments before. So now we have this unlikely trio, united by a common enemy. Their next goal? They have to find the white magician Zulan. But, as you can probably guess, the journey to find him, to find safety, is going to be anything but simple.
They get to this crossroads, and there are 4 possible paths stretching out in front of them. The problem? Nobody knows which one leads to Zulan. This is where Nadira's unique powers come into play. She can kind of peer into the future of each route, becoming their own personal mystical guide.
And what she sees is, well, it's terrifying. Seriously. Path number 1 leads to a valley crawling with ghosts. Path 2, a desert so hot it literally vaporizes your shadow. And the third path cuts right through a forest of man-eating trees. I mean, come on. Each one of these is pretty much a guaranteed death sentence.
So that leaves only one option left, right? The mysterious fourth path that she couldn't see into. With no other real choice, they take a deep breath and step forward, and walk right into a trap. Of course. a trap set by a sorcerer named Ghazal, who, surprise, surprise, works for the Pasha.
Yeah, so much for finding the safe path. Their choice doesn't lead to safety at all. It leads them straight into this mystical, deadly maze, a magical valley known as the Bul Balea.
And listen, this is not your average garden maze. No way. This thing is an enchanted trap. The harder you fight to get out, the more lost you become, and you always end up right back where you started. It's a psychological weapon, designed to just completely break the will of anyone who dares to enter.
They're completely exhausted, so the group decides to just pause for a second, catch their breath. But in a place like this, there is no rest. Suddenly, out of nowhere, a massive fireball just ignites the sky and comes hurtling straight for them.
Somehow, they manage to dive out of the way, just barely escaping. But that sigh of relief, it lasts for about half a second, because then a second, even larger fireball appears, completely blocking any hope of escape. They're trapped.
And that's where we have to leave them for now, trapped in what seems like an inescapable maze, with a literal wall of fire closing in on them. After everything he has been through, you have to wonder, is there any way Hatim can possibly keep his promise?